Okay, hello and welcome to episode 17 of Smash of the Day. We are now at that, probably my favourite point of any league, the sort of mid to late phase where positions start to matter and things get interesting. With me this week I got Sean. Say hi, Sean.
Hi.
Oh, thank you for not saying hi, Sean.
It's getting a bit tired.
It is, yes, I agree. Right, let's take a look at Division 1. Let's have a look at last week's matchups. So...
Yeah.
Mordor's Rejects 0, Vermin Vengers 1. The Skaven continue to impress in probably the best season Josh has ever had. What went wrong for the Chaos? They tried to pass the ball 5 times. That's what went wrong for the Chaos. Interesting. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'd say we're Agility 3. That means that you're trying it because you've probably gotten into bad situations and you're trying to pass your way out.
Exactly. It looks like they're both their pass and catch success rate were identical at 40%, so that just didn't come off for them. Looks like they had a bit of a tough time picking up the ball as well. Wild Animal didn't behave very well. These are all the kind of nightmare things for a Chaos coach that you just don't want, really, aren't they?
No.
Just a much better all-round set of dice for the Skaven, who were allowed to throw a fair number of block dice. Oh wow, look at that, Mordor's Rejects. Hardly any block dice thrown.
Oh, yeah.
So they weren't having a good game at all. Frankly,
that
they came out this lucky.
Yeah, that sounds as if there's been some failed blocks and some turnovers.
Yeah.
Where he's not gotten all the blocks off that he could have done.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Or either that, or they're just. I mean, a good squishy coach will stand off their opponent and force them to only get a blitz a turn. Yeah. Well. Good result for the Vengers. That could have been a stumbling block for them.
But then this is where they start to turn on when they've gotten level ups on several of their players.
That is
got
true.
some
Yeah.
decent blitzers.
He is getting to that point now, but we'll take a look at that in a mo. Gorgeous gets 2, Ain't Ogre Till It's Ogre 0. This was the bottom of the table bash, and it looks like the Orcs finally got the win. Unfortunately, MVP on a lineman who was a loner though, which is not good. But yeah, it was to be expected.
I think he ended up buying it.
Fair play. Kind of got to you really at that point.
Yeah, he didn't want to lose it because, well, he got 2 other players with 6 on that, so at least he got something. But yeah,
looks like the Ogres behaved themselves. 91%.
Yeah, I watched this one. They behaved themselves pretty well.
Yeah, it looks like he had a pretty decent time actually. 100% pickup rate. He got to activate 60 ogres.
But the success rate on throw teammate is a little misleading because 2 of those 3 successes were throwing the snotling and it landing out of bounds.
Yeah, I can see there 2 failed landings. Failed is not really failure. Is like not an appropriate term for that, is it really? Because he never stood a chance.
Yeah, and that was with his obviously using the agility 4, but it's always inaccurate, so it's always going to scatter.
And it looks like Tom's dodging came off quite well this time round. 100%. Usually that's somewhere around about the 40 mark. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, he only needed to make 3.
Yeah, presumably that's probably with his gobbo as well. All right, 2-0 for the Gits.
Oh no, the gobbo was out, wasn't he?
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there we go then. Dodging with his Blackhawks like a normal person. Armored Armadillos 3 down and outs 2. This was a really good game of Blood Bowl for the neutrals.
Yeah.
I don't recall. You wasn't watching this, was you?
No, I was at work. I caught the last 2 turns.
Yeah, it was
kind of on a stream.
Yeah, it was such a good game of Blood Bowl. As you can tell, 3-2. So the humans, obviously the kind of favourite to win every time here, but the underdogs down and outs gave them a real run for the money. It looked for a while like they might even take the win. Ended up 3-2 in the end. Came from 3-1 down to make it 3-2, but it was a good game. Lots of punches being thrown, lots of dice being rolled. Everyone had a good time of it, and everyone got some decent SPP. Yeah.
I could see, although he failed, I could see the humans were still trying to get that fourth one at the end after.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good game. Jurassic Junglers won, Rat and Goblin Pack 0. Did you catch this?
No, I missed this one.
Well, looks like about what you'd expect went down here, and there was not. Junglers didn't really roll many d6s. Nobody rolled a great deal of blocking dice either, really. Although the Junglers did get 37 pushes. Yeah,
but they got some good injuries inflicted as well. They managed 4 there.
Yeah. His Bonehead behaved quite nicely. Rat and Goblin Pack. Oh, failed a loner. Didn't get anyone come back after KOs. Look at that dodge rate. That's your key stat right there.
Yeah.
42% success rate on dodges. You can't be having that with your stunties.
No.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Not at all.
And that's why I assume they lost.
Yeah. Because if your stunties can't dodge,
then you're screwed.
It lost the benefit of the player.
The only thing that they're good at.
Yes.
So, the Spines versus Wolves and the Bones. This one was anybody's guess. You're expecting either of these guys to take it, and it looks like. Did you catch this?
No, I missed this one.
Well, Wolves and the Bones had 100% success rate on pick up, pass, catch, chainsaw, and bribe. That's 5 whole chainsaws. So that's like the chainsaw dream right there.
Yeah.
All of his KOs came back. So those are good numbers. Brexit in Spines, on the other hand.
60% on the wild animal.
Yeah. 93% go for it success rate.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And his injury rolls were very good. Yeah. This is both of these guys look like they had pretty decent dice here.
Yeah.
I guess it was a close one. Got another level up on his strength 4 zombie. It'd be interesting to see what he's taken with him.
Yeah,
and we've
there
got
doesn't seem to be much in any of the figures.
No.
One difference in blocks succeeded. Same number of KOs, same number of injuries.
It looks to me that the Spines controlled possession though, because if you look at ball possession, it's 68% to 12. Yeah, and that's probably your core stat right there. They ran almost double the number of yards, and they didn't throw more blocks than the opponent or succeed more blocks.
Yeah, Wolves and their Bones possibly scored too quick with that pass and catch.
Yeah, maybe. Either way, looks like it was a good contest, and both of them got something out of it. Let's take a look at those teams. So, Armored Armadillo is just 30 TV off of that magic 2,000 mark. What have we got now? Oh my god, look at the state of this.
Everything.
Ridiculous. So he's he's
still got that agility down lineman.
Yeah, he's still there.
Really turned into a dedicated fowler.
So the only level up he got was his thrower, Paul Blake, who has now got accurate.
Yeah.
That really is a very, very nice thrower. So
yes, strong arm and accurate combining.
Yeah.
To make it better than an elf.
Yeah, that's an incredible piece right there. In fact, this whole team is just an absolute piss take.
God, so many stat ups.
Yeah, what more can you say about this, really, that we haven't said already? It's absolutely foul. Nobody wants to play against this. Really, it is now time for me to abandon any sense of objectivity and neutrality and say, please, Division 1, kill some of these players. For the love of God. He does not need a strength up, movement up blitzer. Right, let's move on. Jurassic Junglers. I'm not sure if we got any levels here. I look back and remember what this team looked like in its first season, and It's really, like, he struggled for the longest time to get block on all those Sauruses, didn't he?
Yeah.
Now he's got a strength up Saurus. That Croxagore is looking horrible, although it does need... he needs to get stand firm on that thing, doesn't he, really, for the prehensile tail? I'm surprised he's not got it already.
I guess that would have been the big decision, guard or stand firm first.
Yeah, I suppose he's not got a great deal of guard, has he? So
no.
I guess it was the right choice, really. Yeah, that level 5 skink is looking pretty tasty now. He's got the agi up, sure feet and sprint. So that's reliable 11 movement, which is huge. Very nice.
Very tempting to foul out.
Oh, definitely, yeah, that thing needs taken out. Let's have a look at Dave's Chaos. 1,810. This is the dream lineup for Chaos, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, block on all warriors. That's the key.
He's had to accept that he needs to keep some stat downs though. That AV7 Beastman is going to be a target, right?
Yeah, but it does have blodge. Yeah. So, but at this level, that hopefully there's enough tackle and wrestle to cause that a problem now.
Yeah, you would expect that to be the case. Yeah, Minotaur's got claw. He's had that for a while though, I think. Yeah, this is a pretty nasty team to come up against. There's not really a great deal you can do. I feel like that extra arms Beastman is kind of a bit superfluous at this point.
I think, well, you're giving it extra arms so that you had two that could handle ball carrying duties.
I guess if something happens to Stefan Barksley, Tori Toxic can come in and step up. Yeah, nice team. I mean, these are all quality teams. Let's have a look at these Necros. Only 1,300 TV.
Did they have a miss next game?
Yeah, he's had a tough time. He's still got the stat down werewolf, which I assume he's probably going to keep at this point because he's already got 4 SPP. Well, it's not a stat down; it's a niggle.
Niggle, yeah.
I mean, this looks like what it is, which is a team that's been somewhat devastated by injuries, but it's actually not. Like, the strategic choice of stats is actually quite good, isn't it, really? You know, he's got the guard in there on the flesh golems, stand firm guard, always going to be useful, difficult pieces to remove. He's got his 2 werewolves, one of them's a blodger. He's got that strength up zombie who can just sort of shove in front of people.
It depends on his next opponent as to whether the white will be a big miss, because that's your tackle white there.
Yeah. That's a good point, to be fair. But he can afford to buff up his team now, perhaps with some extra zombies or some more werewolves. You can have 4 werewolves, right? Or can you only have 2?
No,
2 werewolves, 2 ghouls. Yeah, he can afford a ghoul if he wants one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this ain't looking bad at all. Still very competitive team despite his losses. Rat and Goblin Pack. This is the one of the 2 mascots of this league. Have we seen any level ups here? I don't think we have. Does Troll always have claw?
Can't remember with that one.
I think it did.
When did he get another big hand?
He's always had that, hasn't he? Hang on a sec. Let's just let's go back to the. Did he get a level up? No, he didn't.
Nah.
Hanger on number 10, Buddy and Peter. Oh. Oh god, I'm on the wrong league. Here we go. Hanger on number 10, Buddy and Peter. None of these guys have leveled up. Did Peter get dodge? Either way, there is not a great deal you can say about this team, really. It's your standard Underworld, isn't it, really?
Yeah, start mixing in all those mutations all over.
Yep. It'd be interesting to see if he keeps them into next season, to be fair. Let's take a look at the down and outs. So, New Hunchy has now got sidestep. Did he always have sidestep? I'm not very good at this, am I?
I've not paid enough attention to the makeup of these Division 1 teams.
Yeah,
they've got enough skills already.
He has now got 3 Blodger Ghouls.
Yeah.
I feel like one of these guys leveled up last game, but the point is he's got 3 blodging ghouls now. He's got one of them who's his ball carrier and another one with strip ball. He's got his dedicated fowler. He's got his kicker. He's got a tackler. He's got 3 guards. So you wouldn't like to play this, would you?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be tough for quite a few teams with that.
Yeah.
He's got a lot going on for him.
He's got a spare player as well, and his TV's only 1400, so this is going pretty well. It's everything's spread out quite nicely, I think. Let's take a look at the ogres, the other mascot of this league. You can't look at this team without mentioning that Agi4 ogre. That's a thing of beauty, guys.
Yes.
Other than that, what more is there to say about this, really? He's got no players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll be lining up with 7 players in his next game.
The guard stand firm ogre is quite nice.
Yeah, definitely, as long as it doesn't bonehead.
Yeah, which is the problem. That was the ogre that a couple of weeks ago boneheaded 7 times in one half. So
yeah, he's now got back to 4 ogres again. So he's basically got starting number of ogres. Yeah, not
much else on there.
It's just an ogre team, innit, with a dodger ogre. Let's have a look at Mordor's rejects. Oh, now look at that. That's why they lost. Lots of MNGs there.
Yeah.
That was, bit of devastation. So next game he'll be lining up with just 3 Chaos Warriors. But he has still got his tackler. He's still got his blitzing beastman with block mighty blow. He will be suffering from the lack of that Agi4 beastman though.
Yeah. So he's missing his dedicated ball carrier really, but he does have a Chaos Warrior with agility 4 now.
Yeah, so that'll be his new ball carrier.
And it depends which team he's up against. He might be able to induce that 4th Chaos Warrior anyway.
Yeah,
possibly even with a skill, so it's better than what he's currently got.
We'll see who that is soon enough. Let's take a look at the gorgeous gits. Okay, so he's got. I don't think we've seen any level ups here. He's got his new lineman with 5 out of 6 there.
Yep, the new guy.
His Gobbo's got catch, but I feel like he had that last week.
Yeah, the Gobbo was missed next game.
Yeah.
But, so he missed that game.
This is all looking pretty good. He's got his tackler now. He's got his blitzer's got kick-off return. So he's got a dedicated guy to get the ball nice and early. It's looking good. This is looking like a good team. I don't understand why he's had such a hard season. Probably just bad luck, I guess. But there's no reason why he can't do well.
Because Greg had the same problem with second season Orcs.
Yeah, I think it's because Orcs are such a strong starter, right? You have a really good first season, you get a bit complacent, and then you've not really been practiced in having to deal with teams that may be stronger than you in certain areas.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no reason why you can't go far in the playoffs with this team, I don't think.
It's caused a problem for a lot.
Yeah, let's have a look at the this season's success story, the Vermin Vengers.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a nasty team right there. So we've got 2 movement 10 gutter runners.
Yeah, 1 with sprint.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've got an Agi4 Storm Vermin with block, claw, and guard. Bit of an odd choice that is, guard. I'd have gone for, given that I'd probably be wanting him to carry the ball. But I suppose what he's thinking is he can dodge out and get into spaces.
Yeah, and the problem is, your Storm Vermin are your main players with strength access, and your Rat Ogre, so you don't have many options for getting guard unless you roll in doubles.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, and I guess that he doesn't have to. He's got plenty of Agi4 players that can run with the ball, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to use him like most other teams would want to turn him into a runner.
Yeah.
This is looking horrific, frankly. I really would not want to play. This is the scary point where Skaven become capable of playing a very bashy game, innit? Yeah, lovely team, objectively speaking. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, shall we? So, Skaven, top of the table. Well, 13 points. So they're above the humans by just 1 point. And really, it's those top four there: the Skaven, the humans, the Lizardmen, and the Chaos. 3 points between a lot of them. And they're the ones that you'd expect to be challenging for first place, right?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
We've got 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're on 7th, 7, 6, and 6 points respectively. So, amazingly,
even
the
8th isn't out of it. In that.
Yeah, 5 points with the down and outs. But impressively, the Rat and Goblin pack, who really I was expecting to get ragged around, are actually competing. So, fair play to them. Same thing goes for Mordor's Rejects as well. We're expecting them to have a tough time. But the casualty difference says it all for Rat and Goblin pack. 8 casualties inflicted, 24 but conceded.
You're always expecting that with a team like that. It's whether they can replace them and just keep the points going on the guys they keep.
Amazingly, Brexiting Spines are -4 on casualties. You would have expected them to be probably leading the pack on that, really.
But then looking at it, it's whoever's faced the Skaven and the humans already, I think, are the ones in that are going to have the problems because they've just caused so many, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. 18 for 9, ridiculous. +9 casualties.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, looking interesting. Let's have a look at next week's matches.
Play for.
Definitely. Wolves and their Bones, Vermin Vengers. Well, I've been backing Wolves and their Bones all season, but I think they're probably going to come up against a stumbling block here.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do with their inducement.
Yes, because they will be getting quite a lot, won't they?
400k, I think, is it? Might be a little less.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he's got a full roster.
So he will be getting 430k. So
yeah, probably a Master Chef.
Yeah, it's always a good shout if you got more than 300k.
Master Chef and scum 20k for a wizard. That's probably what I'd do.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Predictions?
I think I'd lean towards the Skaven unless Necros can do something very special with those inducements. It's I'd say it's Skaven's game to lose, I'd have thought.
Yeah, I agree. Got to put it on the Skaven. Rat and Goblin pack, Breziton Spines. You can't really look past the Chaos for this, can you? Despite how well the plucky little underdogs have been doing, you just Chaos team is built to kill.
Chaos team, I think it'd be too much. They don't have the armor to keep up with that.
Yeah, I think the only thing they're going to be able to try and do is stand off them and play a dodging game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Breziton Spines, Down and Outs, Jurassic Junglers. This is an interesting one. This one, not so certain about. You would.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the Down and Outs have probably got about the same level of quality as the Jurassic Junglers. And they've got maneuverability, which a lot of the Junglers' opponents don't have a lot of the time. What do you think?
Yeah, because they've got those 4 ghouls now, so...
Yeah. This one's a tough one, yeah. The Down and Outs have got the Tackler as well, which, again, is something I don't think the Junglers usually have to deal with.
Too much. Yeah. I think it could be a draw.
Yeah, I'm actually. Do you know what? I'm going to back the Down and Outs. I think that I think he's got. I think those 3 ghouls are going to be a problem because if you 4 ghouls is it now?
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look.
He's got a brand new ghoul at the bottom of his roster.
So, on an undead team, if you can take out their ghouls, then they've got problems. You're going to struggle to take out 4 ghouls, right?
When 3 of them have blodge.
Yeah. So, I think that the Down and Outs are going to be a real problem, and they're going to get the inducements.
Yeah. Enough, I think, for a wizard.
Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I back the Down and Outs for this one. Although, Matt's a good player, and that might screw me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Should be an interesting one.
I'm going to stick with 1-1 draw.
Fair enough. Ain't no good to it. So go the Armoured Armadillo as well.
I think there's only one winner here.
I think the humans will win, but the league will lose.
Yes, because
this will definitely take him past 2000 TV.
Yeah, because sure, it was an ogre team last season that gave him all the level ups that got him all those stat ups.
Yeah. And it might be a season-ending game for the ogres as well, because despite if they lose that 4 edgy ogre, there's not really much motivation to keep left. Going. Yeah. Expecting a big win for the Armadillos. Mordor's Rejects and Gorgeous Gits. Now, on paper, Gorgeous Gits have got the better team, right?
Yeah.
But they're going to struggle to play their game against the Rejects, who, aren't going to go down easily.
Yeah.
I could see this being a no-score draw or something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for both teams.
I don't think there's a clear winner here. I'm going to go with a draw.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there.
Okay. Well, let's have a look at 2A, shall we?
Okay.
2A, here we are. So, the free win for the Goblins, so there's not really much we can say about that. Washington Blackskins are now out. They've dropped, so yeah, we won't be seeing them again. No Escape Fate, Frenzied Speedo Explosion. This is a good result for both of these teams, I think, a draw, because both of them had potential. Yeah. And look at that, he got his MVP on a strength down lineman with kick.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting bit to look at their rosters after it was a bloody match with a lot of injuries.
Yeah, did you catch this one?
I checked in and out of this stream whilst I was a bit busy.
Right. Well, two teams with very low armor that want to fight. I kind of feel gutted I missed it, to be honest with you. So what did we have here? No Escape and Fate. Didn't do too good on the Dodgers. Poor armor rolls. Yeah, not great. Frenzy Speedo Explosion. Terrible armor rolls.
Yeah.
Not great on the casualty either. Struggled to pick up the ball. Lots of blocking dice thrown on both sides.
They just both got so beaten up.
Yeah, this looks like a fun game. They both got a fair bit of MVP out of it. SPP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they each scored 4 injuries each.
Has he actually kept this lineman? No, he has not kept the lineman. Right, let's have a look at the next one. Slayerettes 0, Sharkbait Incorporated 3. This was a terrible, devastating loss for the Dark Elves, and another emphatic victory for the Halflings. I tuned in towards the end of this where she had basically no players left on the field.
That was it. I watched from the start. And it was... I think Graham psyched her out a bit, kept leaving ways turn 2 and turn 3 that she could have just scored with like a dodge and then a quick handoff, maybe a short pass.
Yeah.
It was easy ways for Elves to score, just like ignoring an entire wing of the front side of the pitch, thinking he's just not that bothered. And then Graham got lucky. He managed to knock down the blodging witch elf that was holding the ball.
Right, yeah.
With halflings. The trees were way too far behind. Just using halflings, managed to knock the ball out of the witch elf's hands. It went to the sideline, thrown back in, just in the perfect place for a halfling to pick it up and start running.
This is becoming a theme. Well, I mean, if you take a look at the block dice for the Slayerettes, when you consider that she doesn't really have a great number of block players, and Defender Stumbles is useless against halflings when you've not got tackle, she only rolled 4 POWs. So basically 4 reliable opportunities to knock halflings down, which is very unfair.
Yeah, the problem was, not many chances, because as soon, at the same time as halflings got hold of the ball, the tree's mighty blow started getting through all that armor.
Yeah.
For a difficult game.
That's a dream take root roll right there. 1 failure, 14
and the
successes.
only failure came turn 8 of the first half.
Right.
When the tree was it was completely irrelevant.
91% go for it. God, this is so jammy. It's ridiculous. I would kill for these rolls as halflings.
Yeah.
I feel like he's not getting the legit halfling experience. Someone needs to put him in his place, kill all his players.
Yeah.
Well, good win for the halflings. Fair play. Oh god, this one. So, I lost 4-1.
Yeah, I missed this.
Well, at least he got his MVP on Ali Babad.
Yeah.
That gives me some small amount of... well, I'll tell you exactly what went down here. I mean, fair play to him. You know, he was given an opportunity to smash me to pieces, and he did. But I failed 16 consecutive KO wake-up rolls, and then got 3 of them back in turn 16.
Yep.
So he's just knocking me down. He starts off, gets a couple of decent KOs early, and then scores, and they don't come back. Then I, with a depleted team, managed to make it 1-1 by half-time. But he's taken a few more out by then, and none of those KOs come back at half-time. And then he just repeatedly scores touchdowns in the second half while none of my KOs come back. By the end, I lined up with 1 Tomb Guard and a couple of Skellies.
And being the slowest roster that there is, you can't handle with not having all your players.
No, absolutely
you need them
not.
all there.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, you know, the word dicing gets thrown around a lot, but I've experienced dicings in my time, but I think this is probably the worst I ever had. But I don't want to take anything away from Jem. You know, he did exactly what you should do in a situation like that, which is capitalise on
advantage.
it. Yeah, and he took advantage, and it was brutal. And to his credit, he thought about fouling me on turn 15 while I was helpless and decided not to. So I'm going to put that in the public record there. Fair play. That was a right thing to do. So Darky and Stormy Eve 0, Moradin's -2.
I caught the very end of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 1-0 with was it about 3 turns left, 3 or 4 turns left, and the Witch Elf had the ball at the halfway line, and the dwarfs got lucky, managed to knock it out of that bludgeoning Witch Elf's hands.
Right.
It scattered into a square where there were 3 dwarfs and no elves placing tackle zones on the ball. The dwarf managed to pick it up, and they managed to stroll it in just about for that 2-0.
Fair play. Another success for the Miners.
Yeah, it could have been 1-1 had he not rolled the POW.
Well, yeah, unfortunate, I guess, but that's been his season. His loner behaved. He did all right on the injury rolls. Blocking dice, a pretty good spread. The dwarves, a lot of pushes. Yeah, another win for the dwarves. They were doing very well this season, and they're going to get quite nasty, I imagine, as the season progresses. Let's take a look at those teams: Darky and Stormy Eve. So, always got 8 players now. Is Lyman Sex on the Beach still got that niggle?
But yeah, he didn't lose anything from that last game. He gets to start working on things.
He rolled a double on his lineman and got guard. I mean, this ain't actually that bad, really. It looks a lot worse than it is. He's got 3 leveled up players.
Ideally, you'd want the apothecary and the 4th blitzer by now, but it's not too bad because elf linemen that he'll come in aren't bad linemen. 3
strength, 4 agi. Not bad at all. They are expensive though, and it will add to his TV in a way that you don't really want loners doing, but you got no choice, have you? Still a team that you could very much win with.
Yes.
Let's take a look at Family Adams. 1,250 TV. These guys really made the most of that 4-1 win.
Yeah.
And they're looking quite nasty now.
And he needed it after a beating against those halflings.
Yeah. So he's got his dedicated fouling zombie, which is nice. Ideally, you want it on a skeleton if possible, but I'm sure he'll take it.
He's not running with skeletons, is he?
No. I mean, most undead teams take a skeleton and make it the fowler.
Yeah.
Ghoul, Agi 4, lovely. That's what you want right there. I'm assuming that's one of the ghouls that leveled up after that last game.
Yeah, because that was the new one he bought to replace the one that died against the halflings.
Yep. Both his other ghouls are blodgers, so he's got some potential blitzing going on there. He's got Mighty Blow on a white. This is looking like a really good undead team. You'd expect these guys to be challenging in the playoffs. Not really much else to say, is there? It's pretty standard. Good job. Let's have a look at the Slayerettes. Well, Jesus Christ. Okay.
And this is what the Halflings did to the Slayerettes, all these Mistnets games.
To be fair, though, they are just...
there's a strength down on a lineman.
That lineman needs to get fired, really, doesn't it? You can't be having a strength 2 lineman. That's no good.
No, definitely not.
The Blitzer's got a movement down, but you kind of got to keep it, right? At least until you can replace it.
Well, she's... That obviously was a few games ago.
Yeah.
For now, she plans on keeping it, because still the average, the pretty nice stat line of a lineman, but with block there. It's a bit pricey for it. 10k more than it would be for a lineman with block.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's worth keeping until she can get the money to sort out or anything else. But
yeah, absolutely. She has got 2 blodgers now, which is nice.
Yeah, she's got the 4 blitzers once the Mistnets game one's back.
Yeah, it's not that bad, this isn't really, is it? It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, it's looking in a pretty nice place.
Yeah. Right, let's have a look at No Skaven Fate. So, block Mighty Blow Storm Vermin. Yeah. Still a one SPP away from a level on the Rat Ogre.
Yeah, but...
kick on a lineman. Guys. Yeah, not looking too shabby.
Yeah, looking alright.
That wrestle on the gut run is quite nice as well.
Yeah, I know. I felt the other end of that where Josh has made quite good use of that cage diving and pulling the ball away from your ball carrier.
Yeah, well, we've got 2 Skaven teams in the whole competition, and obviously the other one makes this one look a bit pants by comparison, but that's an unfair comparison.
But the other team has a lot more games under their belt.
Yeah, you'd be expecting him to do quite well with this. We'll skip over the Washington Blackskins. So, Frenzied Speedo Explosion. These were the guys that we were expecting to be absolutely disgusting by this point, and to be fair, they have not disappointed.
Yeah.
He's gonna. I wonder what he's gonna do with that Agi down. Oh, he's had an Agi down for a while, hasn't he? And now he's his dedicated tackler. So you would be expecting that his job is to just go and stand somewhere, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna be missing him.
Not have to move, just mark people up.
He's got a second tackler now. He's got a kicker, which he's had a while.
Yeah.
This is not something that you want to play against, right? But he did find in his last game that AV7 can be a problem.
Can fall apart if you're unlucky.
Yeah. Other than that, this is looking like a good team. And again, find myself saying you would expect him to be challenging. But this is the kind of team that in the playoffs, it will struggle if it's unprepared, right? Because all of that Claw Mighty Blow stuff in Division 1 is just going to rip these guys to shreds.
Well, it's the Mighty Blow more. The Claw's not too much of a problem until you get to the...
that's true, to be fair, Claw's not relevant at all, really. But still, be getting hurt. Let's move on. Shark Bait. Okay, what have we got here now? This is pretty standard. He's got multiple block on one tree and guard on the other. I generally would go for break tackle on the other one, so that you've got a tree that can move around a bit. But guard is a perfectly legit choice as well. He's got 3 sidestep. He's got catch on a halfling. He's got block on one of the sidestep halflings, and he's got his dedicated fowler. This is pretty standard, isn't it? Really.
And I think with the trees, he wasn't. He's trying to think of what he should do because he's not really played a team like this before.
Yeah. Well, there's a
little uncertainty as to what skills he took.
You need to roll a double on a tree and get block, really. I've often found myself firing sort of 4th level trees that have rolled all standards because they just bloat at that point. Yeah. Because you don't need half the crap that you can put on these trees. All you really need is block. I would happily take 2 level 2 trees with block any day over 2 like level 4 trees that have got combinations of like multiple block and guard and grab and all that stuff. But yeah, looking good. I mean, as good as a halfling team can look, right?
Yeah.
So, Power Slave, the best team. Now, Sean, tell me, is that not the 2 best Blitz Raws you've ever seen?
Yeah. I've not seen many Blitz Raws.
Well, I'm quite pleased with that. It's worth noting that this includes my level up from the free win I got this week, so this won't change between this week and next week. But I rolled a double on that Blitz Raw that had an Agi up, so now I've got a bludgeon Agi 3 Blitz Raw.
And you've got a Mighty Blow on the Blitz Raw that's going to be doing the hitting.
Yeah. Pretty pleased with this, to be honest with you, despite my lack of success actually on the pitch. And I've got several guys that are on the verge of leveling up here as well, which I'm quite chuffed with.
Now you've got 5 players out that are more than strength 3. It's a lot of strength there. You got some block on it. 1 Tomb Guard.
Yeah, it's a nice team, and if I can just tick over those other Tomb Guards in the coming games, I reckon I might be able to actually compete in the playoffs.
Possibly, yeah.
Let's have a look at the miners. What have we got here? That's right, just gold on everyone.
Doubles on their 2 level ups this week. Got dodge on a Troll Slayer and dodge on a runner that already had block.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I'm dreading playing against these guys.
So
I think I've got these guys next week, actually. Oh, God. Yeah, well, what can you say? It's horrible. It's at that point now where what are you supposed to do against that?
Yeah.
He will be missing his spare runner for his next game, but to be honest, that's probably a good thing because it's just brought his team value down a bit.
Yeah. So, and no one else is anywhere near as high as other than you, no one else is anywhere near as high as his team value would be with that runner in.
Yeah. Looking good, looking scary. Let's have a look at the Gobbos. Gobbos. I don't think we've got any changes here, have we? He's got his Dirty Player Goblin. I don't think that's new. Yeah, not really much to say. He has not got an Apothecary yet. That might be something to think about, just because you don't want to lose that troll with block, right?
Yeah, possibly. Although,
and his Pogo with Sure Hands is quite nice as well.
A lot of the stunty team coaches may do without previous seasons.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you wish you don't take it so as not to increase your TV, but then when one of your big guys gets taken out in turn 2, you really wish you had an Apothecary. So I always think it's worth taking the Apothecary because it just gives you a degree of control over something that you previously had no control over. But it's up to him, really, innit? Zero fan factor.
Well, I guess the trolls have regen. It's something.
Yeah. It's not, as we saw in my last game where I failed all 3 of those rolls, though. It's not always reliable. Let's take a look at the league table. Thank you, Windows. Right.
So
Halflings at the top.
Still on top.
So it's 13, 12, 10 points for Halflings, Dwarfs, and Norse. So all 3 of those guys very much in with a chance. I expect the Halflings to fall apart at some point. That run of luck has got to finish soon. 9 points for the Undead, very much a contender for top. And then basically we've got 5th to 8th. Well, the Washington Blackskins are no longer
have dropped out.
A factor, So basically we've probably got 5th to 9th. I mean, to be fair, even the Dark Elf, anybody can get in the playoffs here.
Yeah.
Anybody can get in the playoffs.
4 games left to play.
It's worth noting that I've been given a free win, so I would be on 3.
Yeah. So 4 games left to play. Doc and Stormy Eve can
easily get.
Could have it. Yeah, 2 or 3 wins could be up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So really, it's anyone's league here. The real competition is going to be for who gets to not play someone who finished ridiculously high in 2B. Because no one wants that. No one wants to have to play against the Chaos Dwarves in 2B. But yeah, looking good for a lot of these guys. And also, the guy finishing low in 2B has got to be chuffed to bits that it's probably going to be halflings they'll be playing.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Speaking of 2B, shall we... oh, hang on, we've got to do schedule for next week.
So, yeah, this week's games.
Family Adams, Synthwave, you really can't look beyond the...
No, it's got to be the undead.
Although, you know, those ghouls are squishy, Synthwave, goblins always have a chance to bring some devastation to the field. I think if I say this every week, but if you can focus on the ghouls and take them out, then suddenly Family Adams don't have anyone who can move with the ball.
Yeah, and then it can become challenging.
Yeah, and he's only got a couple of ghouls, so that should be the game plan. But I'm going to go with Undead, and I assume you are as well?
Yeah.
Well, we've got the Dark Elf off. Both of these teams severely depleted. If the Slayerettes hadn't had such a terrible time against the Halflings, you would have been saying it's a guaranteed win for them, right? But actually, they're both about on par with one another.
Yeah, I can't see much between them, because had it not been for the miss next game on the Slayerettes' fourth blitzer, they'd have had something that made them stand out. But
yeah, well, I'm going with a high score draw, I think.
Yeah, something like 2-2 or 3-3 draw.
Yeah. So, no escaping fate, Moradin's Miners. This is a tough one because the Miners are coached by a new guy finding his feet, figuring out how to play. Even though he's done very well, he's got a horrible team already, but Sam's an experienced coach and knows how to deal with a team like Moradin's Miners.
Yeah.
So this one's a tough one, I think. I think the Skaven will probably edge it with his experience and the fact that he can just outrun them. Because up until this point, the Dwarves haven't really come up against anyone who's going to play like the Skaven are, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a new challenge for the Dwarves, but I'm going to trust in the Dwarves. I'm going to say that.
Oh, okay, we're
they're winning 1-0.
All right, yeah.
Tackle and the guard.
That will come in. I mean, I don't know if the tackle will make a big difference, but the guard will definitely, if he can utilise it.
Yeah. Well, he's got 4, so it's going to be everywhere.
Yeah. What I've noticed is that he usually lines up his dwarves entirely on the front row.
Yeah.
Which if he does that against Skaven, they'll just run around him.
Yeah.
So he needs to leave some guys back to deal with Skavens that are making a break. That's the way he's going to win. But yeah, I'm going to go with Skaven. So I predict that I will win 2-0 against the Washington Blackskins, which I have done. Frenzy Speedo Explosion Sharkbait Incorporated. Every week we go against the Halflings, and every week they surprise us. But
this week he's got to deal with more block, which can get at those Halflings that people are struggling to get down at times.
And he's playing against one of the most experienced coaches in the entire league.
So yeah, I'm going to give it to the Norse.
I will also give it to the Norse. Let's take a look at 2B. So, in grave danger 0, Guards 1. You ground out the win.
Yeah, that was very lucky for me.
Yeah, I caught the end of this.
Greg didn't really deserve that. I took gambles in the first half, tried to stall out and let him get to my ball carrier. So we entered into the second half. I was kicking to him. It was 0-0. And the only reason that I got the win was an interception by a Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
It was because what he'd done was he dodged his ghoul through, ready to make a pass to that ghoul. He then marked up all my players so no one could go after his ghoul once he'd completed the pass. He then made the pass, and then the Hobgoblin intercepted, so I had a chance to hit everyone, get them all down, and just run off with the Hobgoblin, and he couldn't catch up. But had he completed the pass, I would have struggled to get anyone away from all those guys he'd marked up with to try and free someone up to blitz. So it was all in that 6-up that I passed.
Well, there you go. That's Blood Bowl, right? Some bullshit nonsense that you've got no control over determines the end of the game. Why are we even playing this? Right. Helsing Hellions 0, Pain Covered Dancers 2. Yeah, Max was pretty angry about this. Was you watching it?
I missed it, but yeah.
I also missed it, but I saw his reaction on Facebook and he wasn't chuffed. Let's see if it was justified. So,
apparently a lot of bloodlust fails, but
85% is not that bad.
Yeah,
that's a little bit worse, perhaps by a few percent, but it's not that bad. His GFIs were pretty fair as well. He succeeded 4 catches.
Dodge is fine.
Yeah, his hypnotic gaze could have been a bit better, I suppose, but well, not really actually, because what is it? A 3-up?
It depends on how many tackle zones are on people, because it's a base agi roll.
Yeah, unfortunately his powers and his defender stumbles were his 2 lowest rolled dice, so that was a bit unfortunate for him. But I don't know. I'm sorry, Max, but it doesn't look like you had such a bad time here. But then the Dark Elves had good dice.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very good dice.
Yeah, they look nice.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, it's Dark Elves versus vampires. What do you expect, really?
Yeah, you expected
Dark Elves to win.
Surely.
Let's move on. Rakdos Runaways 1, Lizards in Pajamas 1. Looks like the Runaways had the better SPP out of this game.
Because they got 3 casualties.
Yeah.
Doors.
Did you watch it?
No, I missed this.
So, Lizards in Pajamas, bad injury rolls, failed a third of their dodges, bad casualty rolls, failed to catch the ball twice, attempted to pick it up 5 times and only succeeded once. That's
going to be the big thing,
Yeah.
Pickups.
Whereas the Runaways, on the other hand,
2 out of 3.
Yeah, they had good injury rolls as well. Everything went pretty well for these guys. Block dice were pretty solid. A lot of pushes. That's to be expected. I think the Lizards were probably lucky to get 1-1 out of this, really. But by lucky, I mean the dice were against them, not that they, were poor or anything like that. And his MVP went on an injured skink. Unlucky. Yeah, fair play. Snotling Stars 0, Old Cunning Stunts 2. Finally, the Snotlings are starting to be Snotlings. 0% ball possession. Oh my god.
And
wow, absolute SPP fest for the Vamps.
8 injuries, 6 KOs inflicted.
Yeah. I mean, do we even need to look at these stats to know what went on here? He succeeded all 32 of his bloodlusts.
Oh, that's going to help a lot.
Well, basically, the thing that makes the team bad was just not present at all.
The game,
so unsurprising that he won that 2-0. Let's take a look at these teams. So the Runaways, these guys are starting to get good. He's got a Blodger Beastman, he's got Claw on one of them and Block on another guy. Not really much to write home about here. He's got his Apothecary. It's chaos, isn't it? They're not gonna be much to talk about till next season, really.
It just needs to start getting something on these Warriors.
Yeah, I would highly recommend handing off to the Warriors and scoring with them if you can, just to get the levels on them.
They're just as good at handling the ball as the Beastmen anyway.
Yeah. Well, Snotling Stars, let's take a look at the devastation. Not that bad, actually.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing at all. I mean, well, considering his policy seems to be to exclusively give his players diving catch or sprint, what are you losing?
That's sure feet.
Oh, is that sure feet? Yeah. All right, fair play. Yeah. Well, he needs to give some of them sprint, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think what he's waiting for is that double in the Hail Mary pass.
Yeah, he loves that, doesn't he? For some reason. I don't know why he's got an Apothecary, because I don't see what value he's getting from that, but fair play. Hilarious. Let's move on.
Yeah.
The Old Cunning Stunts. These guys.
Got a lot of level ups.
Yeah. He's got his Blodger Vamp. I mean, this is an advertisement for the just take 3 vampires method of running vampires, right? Because it's going very well for him. He's got his Tackler and a Dirty Player now. And
he didn't have to risk rolling as many bloodless.
Yeah, exactly. And it paid for him. Although it did help that he didn't roll a single one.
Yeah.
Most of this team's on the verge of leveling.
Yeah, other than the vampire Count Tomothy.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the other 2 will do. Still no Apothecary. That should probably be his next purchase, considering he's got 160k. I doesn't want to lose any vamps. Would you get a 4th vampire at this point?
I'd be tempted, because he's got some skills on some other vampires now.
Yeah. See, he's told me that he categorically will not. But
we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what he does. Lizards in Pyjamas. So he'll be missing his sidestep skink for his next game. But he has got 1, 2, 3, 4 other skinks, so I don't think he's going to miss it too much. Yeah. Stand firm on his crocs, meaning it'll be difficult to dodge away from. Looking alright, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Blocking a couple of Saurus. It's about what you want.
Yeah. It's looking good for where we are in the season.
He does need to get some SPP on those other Saurus, though.
Yeah, but that's always the case. At the end of the first season, the junglers they were at about the same amount of block on Saurus, because they're difficult. With that really low agility, it's difficult to do anything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Don't really know what you can do about it at all, really. It's not like you can hand off the ball.
Just keep
punching
people and crossing your fingers.
You perhaps use one of your non-block Saurus for blitzers, if possible, I guess. Let's take a look at Pain Coven Dancers. So, the Dark Elf team that isn't completely shattered to pieces. But he's got all of his SPP on his Witch Elf so far, or at least a majority of it. He needs to start handing off to his blitzers and scoring with them, really, doesn't he?
Yeah. And then he's just 1 short of the max number of blitzers, but he did lose one first game and have to buy a new one to replace it.
Yeah, if he can, he's got his apothecary, so if he can keep him alive, he'll get a 4th one after this game. Got fend on alignment and kick on another. It's pretty standard stuff. Yeah. Looking good.
Quite nice. Yeah.
Everyone in this league is having a much better time than everyone in 2A, really. Let's have a look at Engraved Angels.
They're not had to face the halflings.
Yeah, the murderers. Wow. So this is a really nice looking start for the undead. He's got the casualties on his mummies that he would have wanted.
Yeah, and he got the move up on the mummy.
That's an interesting one. That is. I don't even know if I'd bother taking a move up on the mummy.
I'm not sure I'd take it.
But what's your other choice? Armor up. You definitely don't need that, do you? Really?
If it's double 5.
Yeah, then you take block. But I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I think he rolled a 6 and a 4 or something.
But as he said when he took it, it means that now, if his mummy's knocked on the ground when he gets up, he can actually move.
Yeah, and also
before it's only go for it once he stands up.
Yeah, and also he can, when he levels up next, he can give it break tackle.
Yeah. So
that he can dodge out with his strength stat, and then he's got a very maneuverable mummy, which can be huge. He's got his Agi up ghoul. He's got Mighty Blow on a white. This is looking like a very nice undead team, and I would expect him to do well with this.
Yeah, it's looking nice at the moment.
The skeletons worked out for him as well. Graham was like, "Nah, that's terrible. You should never do that." But looks like he's proved everyone wrong.
And the couple of zombies at the bottom are ones he's gotten from killing players on other teams.
Yeah,
that's the only zombies he's taken.
Let's have a look at Helsing Hellions. Oh, well, not much to say here, is there? He's got dodge on 3 vampires, which is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that he didn't take block on at least one of them.
Yeah, it might have been useful because he's playing the Chaos Dwarfs this week, who'll cancel out a lot of that dodge.
Yeah. Yeah. This is. I mean, he's been unlucky with his MVPs as well. Look at that. 4 of his MVPs have fallen on Thralls, and none of his Thralls have got anything at all.
Yeah, because
that really sucks. Might even consider trying to score with some Thralls just to get those guys leveled up, right? Get some block on your team or whatever.
Yeah, get some sort of skills.
Well, let's take a look at God's Guards. So, Sean, do you want to take... Wow, this is probably the best Division 2 team in terms of skill ups. What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think about your team?
I'm happy with where it is at the moment.
I bet you are.
Got a bit of guard, bit of mighty blow.
You've got your kicker and your leader.
My kicker, got a leader. adding that extra reroll. Although I think I'm getting a little overconfident with the rerolls when I look at it and see 4 and using him a bit too early.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you'll be fine.
I've got that option. Yeah. I'm waiting. I had to sack a Hobgoblin. I'm waiting to buy the 12th player because I don't want to buff my TV up whilst everyone else is at the same sort of level as me.
Yeah.
Or lower.
It's a good shout. I don't think.
I think when I get the playoffs, I'll probably get that 12th guy.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, I wouldn't want to play that. Let's take a look at the leaderboard, shall we?
Yeah.
So, Sean 6. We've got guards at the top of the table with 9 points. Obviously, these guys have only played 3, so it's not quite as relevant. But you've won all 3 so far, and there's nothing that suggests you're going to stop doing that. I would say that Max is getting to the point now where he's probably out of it. 3 losses in a row.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to come back from that, but he does only need to hit 5th to make that playoff.
Yeah, but at the moment, he's going to have to win his next 2 games and hope that no one in the top 5 don't win anything in the next 2 games. And I think it's probably too late for him now.
Yeah.
Everyone else is still very much in with a shot, and amazingly, the Jack's Vampires, are coming second, which is an absolute coup for them, because I was expecting them to be rock bottom. But it seems like he's actually got into his groove now and figured out how to make it work for him. So fair play to him.
Yeah, it was certainly had a lot of new, different ideas when I played him this time compared to last time he played Vampires.
Yeah, definitely. Let's take a look at next week's fixtures. So, Guards, Helsing Hellions, top of the table versus bottom of the table. I'm assuming you're backing yourself.
Yes, I've got to back myself.
I think you, not just because you're you, but also because you'd have to be mental not to, right? Because the Vampires, just the only skill ups they have are basically negated by your team anyway.
Yeah.
I'm expecting you to win by a lot here. Not much else to say about that. In Grave Danger, Rakdos Runaways. Greg's Undeads are looking very nice.
Yeah.
The Chaos are yet to get the development that they need, but that doesn't rule them out at all, does it, really?
Yeah, I wouldn't completely rule them out, but I think I'd give the edge to the Undead.
Yeah, again, say this every time. If something happens to those ghouls, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's what the Chaos need to do.
Yeah.
I would even
have a tough time with, because they don't have any tackle or anything to really focus on those ghouls.
They don't.
Little bit of block, not much. So
they will get 90k in inducements though. So if they can scrape an extra 10k to get a bribe, there and just start fouling and get numerical superiority, that's what I'd do.
I still think Undead win.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Undead will probably take it. Pain Coven Dancers versus Snotling Stars. It's Snotlings, right?
Yeah, I'd go with the Dark Elves. Hopefully they have seen what the Vampires did and learnt that, as long as you pick the right players, bash these Snotlings to the ground, don't give them a chance. There's plenty of block on that Dark Elf team, which will be able to increase the odds of getting down those stunty little Snotlings.
Definitely. With the relatively low armor of Dark Elves, though, the Snotlings, if they get the fouling game on, could start overwhelming them pretty quickly.
Perhaps, yeah.
Ideally, the Dark Elves want to receive first half and get as many blocks in as possible, get some early removals, because the Snotlings can be tricky. But yeah, I think I agree.
They've got large numbers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Got to give that one to Dark Elves. Right, Lizards in Pyjamas, All Cunning Stunts. This one's a tough one.
Yeah.
Usually you'd be like Lizards, right?
Lizards straight away. There's nothing in the team value.
Right.
Well, there's 10k difference.
Yeah, the Vamp team is nice, but you can't rely on rolling 32 successful bloodlusts every game.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna call this one a draw.
I think draws quite likely. I'm going to go a slight win for the lizards.
Okay, fair play.
Well, I'm going to trust in the vampires doing what vampires do.
What, and screw up? Well, we've disagreed on a few, but that's all for this week. So good luck with the games, everyone, and thank you very much, Sean, for joining me.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, catch you later.